Maybe you can show us with Elisa here an example of how you'd move from one software program to another.
What I have on the screen is a number of windows, and I think that's certainly one of becoming the buzzwords of 1983, integration and Windows. But we have the mouse, and we have the pull-down, what we call pull-down menus, and these are the traditional menus, except we don't take the real estate on the screen. And then we have a number of windows, in this particular case, applications, and you can have as many on the screen as you'd like. We basically point to something, select it. You can tell the selected object because it's blackened here. And if I wanted to move to some other place on the screen, it would simply be a matter of pointing to that, pushing the button, and control is now transferred from that particular application to this application, so I can go back. And I can move these windows around on the screen like I can move any of the objects on the screen. I can size them to be any particular size or shape. I can scroll with them, in them, and do whatever. This particular application that I happen to bring with me, I own a computer store called Computer Kingdom. It happens to be the sales for 1982, and I can enlarge this a little bit, and you can see that I have sales, the month, the hardware sales, software sales, and some training sales. And the object was simply to point to the data. Our goal was to point to things, and so I simply point to the data, like for the sales from January through December for both hardware and software. I go up to the verbs. We consider this to be the noun and the pull-down menus to be verbs, and I will make a copy of that particular data. And now I can move the window aside and look for some graph paper. Simply point to the graph paper, selecting the mouse button, and now the application that does graphing will be loaded into the system, and I can simply say, well, I would like that data to be plotted X and Y, so I just simply move down and I simply say paste, and the data is then pasted there. And as you can see, that the data the number of digits was actually longer than fit in that particular area, so I simply move the column along the side. Move the column head to the right, like you would do.
So the graph appear there.
And then there's a graph, and if I want to see the graph, I can see the graph. And if I'm not interested in my data, I can move it. I can move that over.